All right. Remember, if you haven't worked these, go ahead and work them out before you watch the videos. Now, it says the graph of this is shown, and then it says which ordered pair is in the solution set of 2x minus 5y is greater than or equal to 10. Well, the only difference is this sign right here. So, let's change this into y equals. So I'm going to move my x. Those cancel, bring everything down. Divide by y, so divide by -5. And whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, that symbol will flip. So I flip my symbol. Y is less than or equal to 2/5 x minus 2. Now, they already have that graphed, but we had to do this part to see our symbol flipping to the other way. So which one is less than or equal to? All we have to do is get a test point. So I'm going to go ahead and plot all my points. 0, 5 is up here. 5, 0 is right there. -2, 5. And -5, 2. Well, we see all of our points are above this line. Only one is slightly underneath it, and this symbol says less than or equal to. But let's go ahead and plug in that point of 5, 0 and make sure it works. So if I plug in 5 for x, so 2/5 times 5 minus 2 should be bigger than 0. 2/5 times 5 gives me 2. 2 minus 2 is 0, and 0 is less than or equal to 0. That is a true statement. So this is the one that works. For the rest of them, you could have just plugged in and checked them, or you could have seen that when you shied in the less than side or graph this on your calculator, the only point that matches is the one that's underneath. Graphs of the linear function f and g are shown. Which function best represented by the graph of g? So look at g. It's going right through the center, so that intercept is going to be at plus 0. Now, you see it's going up 1 over 1, 2, 3, up 1 over 1, 2, 3, so the slope should be about 1/3. Now, you see that g is written in a few different forms. This is 1/3 of f of x instead of 1/3 of x. F of x minus 2 and 3 times f of x. Well, let's find f of x then. Well, g of x we know should be like y equals 1/3 x. So f of x, let's see, it goes through 0, 0. The slope here, it looks like goes up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1, up 1 over 1. So, is it 1/3 the value of f of x or 3 times the value of f of x? Because obviously it's not minus 2, it didn't move down. It's not minus 4, it didn't move down. This is 1/3 of the value of f of x, so it is b. I know that was written a little bit differently, but you have to think of plugging things in. Alright, next one says, which graph represents a system of equations that has no solution? Keyword, no solution. Means they're never going to cross. The only time they're never going to cross is with parallel lines. These ones will eventually cross somewhere over here. These already crossed. These are already crossed. So it is D. Now, it says, compare and contrast causation and association. What does not show causation? Cause is, think cause and effect. When a student population increases, the number of teachers at the school increases. You know, maybe Sometimes when you get more students, you get more teachers, but it's not necessarily correct. When the amount of sugar in a quart of apple juice is reduced, there are fewer calories in each serving. Yeah, I could go with that. I think that's a little bit more than A. C, when there are more workers on a project, the project is completed in less time. Not necessarily, especially if somebody makes a mistake. So not C. When there's more protein in an athlete's diet, the athlete scores more points in a game. Well, more protein might affect their muscle mass, but it's not necessarily going to make them score more points. So, which makes more sense? The amount of serving in sugar is reduced. There's few calories in each serving. Or when a student population increases, number of teachers in the school increases. Now, my problem with this one and why I'm going to eliminate A is because there are some years where the student population goes up just a few students and they don't necessarily hire an extra teacher. Their classes just get bigger. But every single time you take away sugar from a recipe, there's going to be less calories in that recipe. I'm going to stop the video here. We have a few more problems to do.